the Niners DBs were destroying the Niners offense early in camp. Well, now Emmanuel Mosley temporarily injured, Charvarius Ward injured, coming back soon, Jimmy Ward down for about a month. Whole different situation. The starting corners today were Ken Crowley and Ambry Thomas. And Ambry Thomas split time with Diamador Lenore. So those are two bodies on the – now, Sam Womack in the interior looking terrific. On the outside, I don't know. They got bodies, but I don't know if they have actual quality depth. What do you think of what position are the Niners in if they don't have their starting deep corners?
Well, I mean, this is a matter of can they coach them up back there? I mean, they've kind of put their coaches. They got a different safety coach and different cornerback coach, but they put these two guys in a situation where it's time to coach them up. Lenore was a 5th round pick. Ambry Thomas was a 3rd round pick. Castro Fields was a day 3 pick, but going into the year was thought to be a day 2 guy. So you're right. They've got some older guys like Crawley and Dante Johnson. They've got some young kids who they need to coach up, Quantrez Knight. So, I mean, they don't really have anybody who's like in their prime. That's a concern because they don't have that prime corner that they can just lean on. And most teams don't, to be honest. If you take away the top 2 or 3 guys, a lot of times you're looking at street free agents and guys who are kind of in between, a little old, a little young, and they're in that group with everybody else.
Well, I think the problem with the Niners is that these 2 corners they drafted last year haven't necessarily taken that second-year jump yet that the Niners might have been hoping. So usually there's like a couple of guys on the bench who are young and developing. But how much confidence do the Niners really have in Lenore and Thomas? And if they don't have confidence in them, what do you got? You got Ken Crowley? I mean, it's Jason Verrett. It'd be great if Jason Verrett could come back, but
yeah, Verrett would be great. I mean, the timing, he would be a phenomenal thing. To me, of the group, Lenore looks like the guy who's most able to help. At the end of the year, I would have said it was Ambry, but this year it looks more like Lenore.
I don't know what's going on with Ambry, but he's not even close in practice. I mean, he's given up big time separation. Lenore at least is there. He doesn't make plays that much on the ball like Womack, but at least has good coverage a lot of the time. So I would look for him to be the first guy off the bench if it's not Kadar Holman, who's been getting a lot of run with the starters. Have you seen anything from Kadar? Because you saw it from Marcelino.
Yeah, I mean, Kadar Holman's got, man-to-man cover skills. I don't know that, he's a press man corner. He can get right up on the line of scrimmage and try to reroute you at the line. But, is he what you're looking for? No. So he's kind of, he's floated around. He's been in a few camps. So, Verrett would be ideal. Lenore, Thomas. I mean, Thomas did some good things in the game, Grant, I thought, and then he did some bad things in the game. I thought his game was very uneven.
Yeah. Surya S says, watch 2018 Georgia Tech offense. Niners can do something similar. Yeah, that is true because that's the triple option offense, right? And that's where Jordan Mason came from. So he has some experience as sort of like the dive back, the up back. Yep. I guess Kyle's been thinking about this.
Yeah, Paul, whose name? What's the offensive coordinator who was
I forget.
I forget his name, but they ran that triple threat. And they put a ton of stress on teams, and it does stress them out, especially if they lose sight on the ball.
Callie Tremor says, as a whole, what's your take on the Niners as a team? Their association is that's a tough one. Association with each other. Are they one unit? And is TDP a crash test dummy by seemingly running into his blockers all the time? That's 2 questions. One, I don't know. Were you did you see any fraternization in the locker room afterward? I went in, there were like 5 players in there.
Yeah, I mean, I do think overall, though, it seems like a pretty close-knit team. I'll say this. Shanahan's got a pretty good run here of having teams that kind of stay together and grow together as the year goes on. Think about how volatile an NFL locker room can be. You don't see a lot of fragmentation. You don't see a lot of guys going their own direction. He keeps the thing going all down the same road, which is good. He's got that Steve Kerr-like quality.
Then what do you think of TDP? I do see him running into his blockers a lot.
I thought TDP was literally an arm away from about a 65-yard run. The one where he cut it across, and he seriously. I mean, he had nothing but green grass there. I like him. I think he's going to be really, really good. I really do. I think he's probably going to be their best back.
I like him better than Sermon. First play they had inside split belly zone. So you have it's inside zone run. You have the fullback coming across, taking out that backside blocker. Hokey does a good job. Sermon just bounces to the left. Like, follow your fullback. What are you doing? I don't understand. I don't get Trey Sermon, what he's seeing, what he's doing. It looks worse when you watch the coach's film, in my opinion. Sermon. Dude.
I think Sermon he's a back that is not used to the Kyle Shanahan usage norms. So Kyle likes to use a couple backs, 3 backs, maybe 4 backs, use them in a little bit here, a little bit there. Everybody gets a little run. Sermon's a volume guy who gets into a rhythm. And then all of a sudden it's like, wow, his second half and he gets 3 or 4 carries in a row and he's rolling downhill. Then he busts one. He to me is a volume carries guy to get in rhythm, and I don't know if he's ever in this offense ever going to get the number of carries he needs to find that rhythm.
Well, maybe they should trade him. Rakib says Cohn and Krueger has a ring to it. Love the show. Appreciate your work in the craft. Thank you.
Thank you, Rakib.